Hi everybody, welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. Where are my e.l.f. lovers at? We've got a lot of e.l.f. in this video because about a week or so ago, I was browsing the website. I just, I love e.l.f. I like to stay on top of e.l.f. A lot of new things seem to come out from this brand on an ongoing basis. I knew they had some new lip balms that I really needed to try, number one, and some other new things as well. But as I started to really browse the website, I realized, oh, there's some stuff that either I've maybe tried a long time ago that I'd like to refresh my memory on, or things I've never tried at all that I think are some really overlooked products just in general. So we're gonna play today. I've been using this stuff a little bit, so I'll have some experiences to share with you on it. I've already moisturized and everything, and then I decided to pick up this foundation serum. It's the Beautifully Bare stuff, and I know I have used this before. I got it in the shade light medium, and I just thought, with the way my preferences are right now, I really do like a lot of different lightweight coverage products these days. I thought maybe this might be a little more up my alley. So it has a pump here and it's going to be pretty runny. I'm giving myself a full pump of it, which kind of looks like a lot, but it's super duper thin. Almost feels like the kind of foundation that might come out of a dropper, from most brands, but we got a pump here. So I'm going to use a nice dense brush. This is my little short expert face brush from Real Techniques. And I'm just going to blend this around, and I do feel like it's a pretty finish on the skin, and it's not super tacky. So it's like super lightweight sheer coverage, not incredibly dewy, just kind of like a natural finish on the skin, natural feel to the skin as well. So I'm just getting this all blended out. It's very easy to blend, and I like that better than I remembered. Only thing I'm running into as I've used this the last few days is a little bit of a staying power concern kind of around the creases of the nose. Like the whole nose area I find does not look real fresh. Do I have a major like sheet crease right here? What's that? Oh no, that's not a sheet crease. That's from where Bubba like full on grabbed my cheek. Small injury there. As I was saying, if you're looking for a product of this kind to provide a lot of extra moisture, you might look to other like BB or CC creams. This doesn't give me a lot of that, but it gives a really pretty finish to the skin and light coverage. And then concealer wise, I'm going to come in with my Hydrating Camo concealer in the shade Light Peach. So I'll just get a few dots of this going around, and this will handle any coverage concerns. But yeah, maybe I could have set this a little better because it just has not looked so fresh midday, just right in this area. And I hadn't even been outside that much these last few days because it has just been so unbearably hot. So this concealer, of course, is something I've talked about a lot. I love this concealer. It's one of my favorites of all concealers right now. It's a beautiful coverage level, but it gives you moisture. So I kind of blend as much as I can with the larger brush, and then I'm going to bring in something a little smaller to help me around the innermost part. Guys, I got some sleep last night. We're doing the Taking Care of Babies sleep training thing with Bubba. I was amazed at how quickly he took to that. Like even on night 1 went so smoothly, and now we're on night 3 and it's been great. And without waking up so much in the night, like I just feel like I've got a happier baby during the day. I'm happier. It's an all-around good situation unfolding here. Okay, so there's the hydrating concealer all blended out on top of that Beautifully Bare stuff. I hate when they don't put the whole name on things, but they have this new little powder, and it's like an under-eye setting powder, and I thought, oh, is that gonna be different from the one that was in like small squared off packaging from before? I think it's really the same thing. It's just a very like sheer, lightweight, translucent kind of powder. If I do swatch it out on my skin, every now and then I pick up on a little teensy bit of sparkle. I'm not saying this is a shimmery powder, but it has like rogue bits of it, I think, in there. And I'm gonna get a little bit of this on my e.l.f. small tapered brush, and this is kind of a nice little setting powder that I'd like to use more of. It just mattifies that area if you've used anything that's really dewy and tacky and catching the light, picking up a lot of shine and making you look less perfected there. This does help, and it's super lightweight. And you could really mattify anywhere. Maybe I could add a little bit more of this to my nose area and it might help my staying power throughout the day. But there you go. I feel set, but I don't still feel terribly dry and like super cakey or anything, but it's a nice feel there. Now, you guys, an amazing powder. This Sheer Tint finishing powder, which I have in the shade Light Medium. I think this is also from that Beautifully Bare line, but this feels so good. I remember trying this back in the day and also being very impressed by it, but like creamy, really nice feeling powder. Feels kind of similar to, if not maybe a little softer even than L'Oreal True Match, and it will add some coverage to your look for sure. So I'm gonna grab some of this with my e.l.f. complexion brush, and I'm gonna dab over the areas where I've really, you know, tried to build up concealer and whatnot, and then sort of buff over the rest. Gotta say, e.l.f. has done some really good things with their pressed powders. I mean, if you look at their line, they've got this pressed powder that's absolutely amazing for the face. They've got their whole primer infused line of things with bronzers and blushes that are also spectacular. And they're doing some really good, you know, pressed powder eyeshadows too. But just getting that all over, it adds an impressive little bit of coverage there. I like that. Next up, here's something I don't remember trying at all, and this is the Cream Contour Palette. And I know I have gone ahead and powdered and everything, but the powder's really light and it's not gonna like have a negative impact on the way this goes on. But we've got our 4 pans of cream contour. I'm gonna go into this lightest one, and I'm just using my Sephora Pro Mini Flawless Airbrush here. Maybe I'll take a little bit of the shade below it too. Okay, that really gave me something. If you're looking for a cream contour, these do blend really easily. Maybe not quite as easily as my Huda Beauty Tantour, but it's not like hard work to get, you know, everything all blended out. Let's try a little bit of this tone. It seems like the bottom two are really close in tone. This shade might have a little more red in it. In terms of applying creams on top of powders, you know, a lot of people wouldn't normally advise that, and I think if you've got like thick powder, or you've based your whole look in powder foundation or something, and you just got a lot on the skin, you know, maybe it won't work out so well. But here I just have very little powder on, and all the products seem to be meshing in with each other nicely. Then I'm kind of cleaning off my brush here, and maybe I'll grab a little bit of this just to brighten up in this zone. There's no shimmer, it's just a light cream. I don't know, guys, I don't mind that at all. That looks really nice, actually. I'm brightened, I'm contoured. Something else I wanted to look into are these monochromatic multi-stick products. There's one here that I got from Walmart recently. It's the Sparkling Rose shade, and it really, I wasn't super impressed with this. I thought it had some pretty color to it, but there was a lot of just like fine glitter in that one, and I didn't love the way that translated to the cheeks. But the two that I got in this haul are Dazzling Peony and Bronze Cherry, and these are just beautiful creamy sticks, and I love them. I could see these being pretty in a full-on monochromatic look if you wanted to, especially the Bronze Cherry. That could be pretty lips, eyes, cheeks as well. I'm going to use the Dazzling Peony today on the cheeks. Give myself a little swipe here. They're really easy to blend. I mean, if you have just a synthetic brush handy, buff it on out. Add a little more. The Dazzling Peony shade is pretty soft, but like it's got just a gentle sheen to it. Look at that, just easy, buildable, light. Do you want to see just a hint of the other shade, just for fun here? This is what that looks like. It's kind of warm, kind of toasty, but a little rosy as well. Just blend a little bit of that in here. Just using kind of a dabbing motion over them, and they blend into the skin really easy like that. Got a new setting spray. This is the Stay All Night Micro Fine Setting Mist. So it says up to 16-hour wear, and maybe they're trying to do like an Urban Decay all-nighter type deal. Gotta say, I've been using this, and the last few days, like I've said, I've had kind of some weird breakdown in that Beautifully Bare foundation, and I have had this on. So it's not exactly working miracles, but I'm gonna keep using it, and on top of other products and foundations as well. But here we go with the mist. The mist is extremely fine. It's really even. It's not especially dewy looking. Oh, it says it's infused with green tea, cucumber, and aloe. I didn't shake it. There's like balls in there. Well, maybe that's my problem. Now that I've shaken it, let's do it again. And it also says for best results use with e.l.f.'s Poreless Putty Primer, followed by Flawless Satin Foundation. Well, honey, you're gonna have to work with some other things too. I use other products as well. But guys, I am liking the look of this skin right now. I mean, for as light as the coverage was on that Beautifully Bare stuff, the fact that we were able to kind of pick up the slack with some of the Camo concealer and then have just such a pretty look overall. Okay, look what happened once I shook that up though. I've got little tiny, like, dried powder bits, because I bet that's what you're shaking up here. And now that I did that, oh, it doesn't look so great. Weird. There's like one right there. Oh, and it's really on there too. Not cool. Okay, watch out for that setting spray. Might be more trouble than it's worth. You might want to just get the makeup mist and set. So I don't want to go picking at my whole face, but I've got like a few little dried powdery dots on my skin that do not want to come off. I got the brow cream. I got the shade Espresso, which maybe, I mean, it's hard to tell because I thought maybe the next shade up would be too warm. This is a pencil I've had from e.l.f. actually, or a brush I've had from e.l.f. for quite some time. The Eyebrow Duo brush has a little spoolie, a little angled side, but this is a very dark color and I need to use it pretty sparingly. And it's also very creamy. It seems even creamier than the Maybelline one that I like, you know, the Tattoo Studio. Maybe feeling more along the lines of an ABH dip brow here. Once it kind of sets in your brows, I do sense that I'm getting a little hold, not a ton. But yeah, with the darkness of this color, I do have to use pretty sparingly. But this is a great brush. If you just need an angled brush with a spoolie on the other end, get you the one from e.l.f. There's nothing wrong with it. I have had really good staying power with this in my brows. The other day I was noting that the brows just looked exactly the same late in the day as they did when I put this stuff in. But this is not really a new product for e.l.f. that I know of. I feel like they've had this for a while. I just haven't been real intrigued by it or interested in it, but let me know if you're a diehard fan of this stuff. And generally speaking, what are the e.l.f. products that you feel like you love but other people don't necessarily give a lot of attention to? Like, I'm kind of feeling like that cream contour compact was pretty amazing, actually. I'm trying to fluff things up just a little bit right in here, make them look kind of natural. And then this thing was not hauled this time around, but I've just got this clear gel that I think I'll add in. This is double-ended. It's kind of strange, like they say one side's for eyebrow, one side's for lashes, but I always just use them both for eyebrow. Next up, I'm going to throw on a little eyeshadow primer. This is just my Milani here, and I picked up the several different bite-sized palettes that I did not already have. As time has gone on here, I've accumulated different ones, like I got the cream and sugar one, I think it's called. I got the berry one. The three that remained for me were the hot jalapeno, the Acai You, and the pumpkin pie one. The last couple days I've used both of these. This one I didn't absolutely love the look I got out of it, but maybe it just is going to take me a little more practice. I thought this shade was going to be really pretty, this matte periwinkle, but it sort of dulled some things down. But I do love a good navy eye, so maybe if I put less focus on that next time and more on these, you've got two shimmers and a matte here, maybe I'll enjoy the look more. Pumpkin pie was all right, actually. These two shades kind of working in the crease. I was surprised that for a 4-pan palette, we've got two shades here that are actually really similar. One's got like a little more warmth happening in it, but they're both pretty close and very same depth level. Might have been nice to have something a little lighter or brighter in there, but that's okay. Today, my friends, I think it leaves us with the hot jalapeno to play with. Let's do it. Oh, and before I get going on that, I will say I tried one of these shimmering liquid eyeshadow things. I've got the shade Pinky Swear, and I was not impressed here because I wanted this to be a total like Stila dupe. I wanted it to be like this color, basically showing really opaque on the eyes, and instead the all color went away and I was just left with the look of silver glitter, and it wasn't super concentrated either. Like the binding color just sort of disappeared on the eyes, and that's what makes those Stila ones so special. And I've tried some from Too Faced that are like that as well, but I'm not going to be using this today. I thought that was kind of a dud. But I think I'm going to start out with a flat brush and go straight into the forest green color here and just take this right to the outer corner first. Flip the brush around Get that all up in there. This is a very dark forest green. If you apply it really concentrated, like it's hard to pick up on the green. But with this method, it's kind of nice because you get that color laid down and then you start blending it out a little bit and you'll be able to see some added dimension with the color as we shear it. So I'm going to take this Sigma E25, and people love these little palettes, but I really haven't seen a lot going on with the hot jalapeno. Okay, so we're getting that right into the crease. It's kind of pretty. As it shears out, I can see a little more green. Now I think I want to take this really pure grassy green that's next to it and actually apply that to the crease also. Maybe let it come up even just a little higher. Can you see what I'm getting here? I'm getting a little more brightness. It's kind of an interesting blend. There's some more yellow in this shade, and as that shears out, you can see that more yellowish green taking shape here. Need a little more over here. I've noticed in the bigger palettes, like e.l.f. mattes seem to work together so nicely. Really nice blending there. I think I will just take a bare brush real quick, just go over my edges just to be sure. Maybe get a little more of our dark shade right in here. Then I'm going to take this really like kind of spring green. Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh, that's pretty vibrant. Wow. More than I was anticipating. Pretty. How fun. Okay, so we're slapping that right there, center of the lid. Looks really pretty as it overlaps some of the darkest color. That's like verging on neon. I had no idea. Okay, and then the gold. Just go inward with some of that. Oh. This is rather impressive on this quad, you guys. If you are needing a green look that goes beyond just kind of murky olive, this would be it. And I think I will use a little pencil brush here with my deepest shade and get a little light definition on the outside lower lash line. And maybe blend a little bit of this green with it. This is my first time using this little quad, and I just was not expecting it to go like that fun. Okay, I got two mascaras from this haul. Like, no matter what, I don't know that I've ever been really impressed by an e.l.f. mascara. This duo of things has probably given me the best look I've had in my life using e.l.f. I'm not saying it's over the top, like amazing, all mascaras considered in the world, but it's doing good for e.l.f. Like, I'd love if they would really put some focus on doing an amazing mascara. These have always been just kind of background products for this brand, I feel. But I got the Mascara Primer, and then I got the Keep Your Curl Mascara. So I'm gonna do the primer first, which has this spiraled around brush, and it kind of doesn't feel like it's laying on there much at first, so I do kind of need to take a couple passes through just to make sure it is getting something. With a lot of other mascara primers, like, you can tell instantly stuff is building up on the lashes and you don't want to go too far, but this one does need a couple passes actually. And I'm not even like dipping back into the tube when I go back over it. I'm just like kind of twisting the brush around, just making sure a little more gets added. Then the Keep Your Curl Mascara is a rubber bristle brush with a gentle curve. It kind of reminds me of like CoverGirl's Clump Crusher, if you're familiar with that. And we're gonna apply this on top. We see a pretty nice, like, defined and lengthened result here. It's not like moving mountains in terms of keeping the curl all day or anything, but it's not bad. It's not weighty. Camera cut me off there and I wasn't sure exactly when, but I just went ahead and finished up the lashes. And again, I think it's probably one of the better looks I've had with e.l.f. mascara. One thing is, it builds up best when you don't let that primer get completely dry, but like let it sit just a little bit and then go ahead with the mascara and you can feel it building pretty well. Now these lip colors, a variety of different lip colors. These little tubes, I'm loving these. Even though like this is not my most favorite format for a lip gloss or lip balm, these Ride or Die lip balms, I kind of see why they did them this way because they're kind of thick. And so you take off the tube, they just squeeze right out of there. You're gonna apply them with your finger. This is the shade called Tough Cookie. So it looks like that. And look at the opaque, pretty color and a nice little sweet scent there as well. But this shade is gorgeous. But there's a thickness to it that just may not work with a doe foot applicator, you know? Look at that. Really smooth, a nice like moisturizing thickness, really a rich feel to these that I wasn't expecting. And most definitely more color translating onto the lips. I also got the shade Just Peachy. Brace yourselves. This has a lot more vibrant color than you might expect. Flat out orange, y'all. I mean, there is an element of sheerness to these, as you can see, but really there's no mistaking the fact that there's pure color going on here too. I mean, look at that. The shine, the moisturizing feel, the color. That is the shade Just Peachy. And then the third one I got is Boss Berry. You know I'm feeling this, you guys. Yes. Pretty berry, like popsicle lips. Is the scent kind of different on some of these? They're all kind of sweet smelling. Really not objectionable at all. Just really pleasant. There's Boss Berry. Love that. Love that. The other thing I got is something called Shear Slick. They look like these kind of skinny lipsticks. These, I only played with one of these so far, so let's just kind of really assess here. Okay, these have a little lighter feel than the balms, a little bit thinner for sure, a lot thinner. Still feel moisturizing. Just feel more like a tinted lip balm, but with really full color. I mean, this is the shade Golden Pear, and that really shows up, does it not? Like, it's not incredibly sheer, even though sheer's in the name. We've also got one called Dragonfruit here. Let's see. I mean, they're going on just like a straight up creamy lipstick with all that intensity and vibrant color, but just kind of a more moisturizing feel and definitely not slippery or greasy feeling, which I like. But there's your hot pink with the Dragonfruit. Dragonfruit was one of like the challenge ingredients in Guy's grocery games over the weekend. I started watching that and they were on like kind of it seemed like some sort of marathon, like I don't know how many episodes in a row there were, 5 or 6. It is so much fun to watch. And finally I got the shade called Black Cherry, so let's pop this on for you. Now I'm loving this. This does have a lot more sheerness because look how dark it looks in the tube. This is kind of a Clinique Black Honey type dupe, you guys. Especially, I mean, the feel, the look, the fact that it's berry, but it seems to have like this little hint of brown in there too. That'll be a side-by-side I really want to do soon, but that's pretty. Love that. And one last lip thing, you guys. I got one of these lip plumping glosses in the shade Mocha Twist. This is one of those things where I'm like, have I tried this? I don't think I have in the past, but it's a nice, nice feeling gloss. There's a little thickness. It's giving me like Milani and Buxom vibes here. There's not really a minty thing going on, but after I have it on, I am feeling kind of like, feels like more of a hot tingle. Not terribly uncomfortable or anything. And I actually think this is probably the best pairing in terms of what I've put on with my eye color. So I'm glad we ended there. But what did you guys think of this little haul? Was there anything in here where you're like, yeah, I love that product. Nobody talks about it. I mean, the Beautifully Bare, it does give a really pretty look to the skin. And it's kind of impressive that the skin looks this way overall with that light coverage, with just the, you know, full coverage concealer in key places. We know I like the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. I know these little palettes are all the rage right now, but this one like really floors me, this Hot Jalapeno. I was not expecting that shimmer to go on with that much intensity, but it really was fun. These lip products, so impressed, especially, I mean, these Ride or Die lip balms, those go on so beautifully with such nice thickness and full coverage. I love a skinny lipstick and it's nice to find a potential Black Honey dupe there. Really enjoying the look of the plumping lip gloss actually too, so I really don't feel like we had a dud with any of the lip products. In terms of some really good things from this brand that might kind of be going under people's radar, this cream contour palette is awfully nice. Also this brow pomade, I mean, that was pigmented, a little went a long way. It's not everyone's cup of tea to apply their brows this way, but if you do like it, this was pretty good. The Sheer Tint finishing powder is absolutely amazing, just a beautiful soft texture there. And honestly, I like this little loose powder under the eyes too. That's been around for a long time. Again, I think they've renamed it, repackaged it, but it's pretty good in terms of being a lightweight under eye setting powder. Even this Mascara Duo panned out pretty well for me. Again, that wasn't sold as a duo, that was two separate things. Loving the monochromatic multi-sticks too, especially the bronze cherry shade. The Dazzling Peony is a little bit light, but both just have a really pretty creamy texture to them. A couple things that I didn't love so much, this mist, if that's gonna leave like little powder droplets here and there on my skin. Today was the first day I noticed that after shaking it up, and I'm like, no, oh, here's another one right down here. How did it get there? Strange. Not a fan of that. And then, you know, maybe not every color in this range of these liquid glitter eyeshadows is going to do this, but the binding color that you really want to see full on the eyes just totally went away on me the other day. And all I had was this silver glitter, so whatever. Anyway, friends, thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know all your e.l.f. opinions in the comments, and I will see you again soon. Bye.